I thought my boss had said it all. And in our culture, they say when a big drum is sounded, the small one can't be played. So he has said it all. I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for coming here, to listening to our story. I think our story is a very interesting story right now because we have a lot of potential for growth. There are a lot of investment opportunities, as has been highlighted by Mr. Gobi. Please come to Uganda and invest. There's so many things. I think maybe when you mentioned the ATMs, there's a lot we can do in agriculture. 56% of the land of the arable land in East Africa is in Uganda. So you can't go wrong in agriculture. That is the basket. At least you can grow almost anything with little effort at irrigation. But if you do irrigation, and there's a lot of that we are trying to do in areas where there is insufficient rainfall. So when we're talking about infrastructure, that is one area that we can maybe talk about, either solar irrigation or other irrigation. We need investments in fertilizers, for example. We are trying, but very few of our Ugandans use fertilizers. I think the percentage is between 2 to 4%. So if we can increase fertilizer production in the country and use, we can tremendously improve on productivity. So that is one other area that we can go in. We can also try to look at the various projects that we can partner. We have one, a road toll, a road with a toll, road toll, okay, and a toll road, and the returns on it are tremendous. And we are thinking about other road tolls in the country we could discuss, where we think there could be very good returns. So anybody who is interested in infrastructure, we can discuss further. The Kampala-Jinja expressway, this Kampala Gayaza, because these are areas that we want to make sure that we free, and then Kampala becomes less congested and there's no jam. As we found, we reduce the jam. There's some jam, not as bad as here, but we can reduce it further so that we increase the cost of doing business, because we are losing anything between 2 to 5% of GDP in jams alone. So that can really help in that area. PS has talked about electricity. We're going to talk about electricity. Right now, we are in a surplus state in electricity, but we think we need to generate more. And by the year 2040, we want to have 52 megawatts that will be producing. So we really need investments, and we are open. You can have a private facility, and then you sell the electricity to the national grid. So that is open. There's a lot, and right now there are so many factories that are coming up, and once they start, we talked about steel. Steel requires a lot of electricity, so we need more investments there. We have people who are also in waste management. It's also another area that we think is ripe for the private sector. There are things like culture, tourism. We can really partner, because we'll be having a Matters Day on June 3rd. There are matters that we are murdered so many years ago because of their faith. So they are pilgrims who go to Namugongo every June or 3rd June. So we can develop more businesses around that. There isn't much, but I think private sector could invest. And there's so many people who actually go and visit there. It's an area. On incentives, we have a number of good incentives. In all the ATMs, agro-processing, if you're in agro-processing, everything you touch before production, you don't pay any taxes. All the inputs, plant and machinery, the pesticides, the fertilizers, all that, there is no tax. And on top of that, if you produce value-added product, then you're entitled to a 10-year tax holiday. So it's a very good area. And then in tourism, we have also allowed people who are actually putting up tourism facilities to bring in all the building materials, the tiles, the furnishings, everything, you bring it in free. So that is also another area. And then you are entitled also to a tax holiday. And if you are doing this in the tourist areas, because we have tourism sites, then the people who go there do not pay VAT as part of things that we are doing to encourage more investment in those areas. So there are really many incentives, and we can discuss further how we can do this. And we are open. If you really wanted something and we see that this is a must project, we're looking at it in terms of value addition, in terms of employment, in terms of export or import replacement, we can have a discussion on how we can partner with you as government. Thank you so much.